Cancer can be a heavy topic, but here at the Big C, it's not bigger than me. We're all about finding the humour and positivity in life's challenges. Join us to explore the highs and lows of the cancer journey with plenty of laughs and inspiration along the way.
On today's show, we're going to be joined by new CU Fitter member, Mick van Sitart, ex-firefighter, currently going through treatment.
Somebody said to me, I think it's a probably common phrase, cancer's not something you're dying from, it's something you live with.
It's true.
You know, is a good attitude to have.
That's right.
You know.
Okay, so our third podcast, our third episode. This is so good. I'm really hoping that everybody out there is enjoying it, that's listening. I'm enjoying it. I listen to it and I really enjoy it.
It's because you like talking.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Always at school. Janice talks too much. So what have you been up to this week? Tell us.
So been into Waring Hospital. So been into the Balcombe and the Amberley ward.
See you on the ward project.
See you on the ward project.
Great.
So off the back of obviously Dan Boardman, one of our Outkick footballers.
Yes.
It's been really interesting experience. It's been interesting to see how the nurses work.
Yeah.
Obviously, seeing lots of people going in there for treatments. I mean, the Amberley ward is amazing. I think how they've made that and created that environment is fantastic. And just to kind of speak to people about, exercise and how they can access exercise within the ward. I think that's been really helpful for them as well as us, because it gives us that little bit of feedback. So obviously we've developed 3 programs. So we've launched, one of the programs, as everyone's aware, and then we've got 2 more programs being launched in there. And just the feedback from from some of the people going through the treatments, really keen on, all the stuff that we're doing. And obviously seeing the nurses and seeing how they're working with their patients, it just really complements, I suppose, what we do to help the NHS, if that makes sense. Because often I hear once people have been through treatments and then suddenly it all stops, they're like, where do I go? Yeah, and now they've got somewhere to go. They've got Cancer United to come to, they've got people to speak to, and to pick up that kind of, I don't know, how did you feel when you were kind of dropped from your treatment sort of thing? Was it kind of not easy? Was it like, because obviously when you're being told you're going for this treatment, and then suddenly it all stops, and then you're like, well, there's no one looking after me anymore. So that must be quite in the wilderness type feeling. Well, I can imagine.
From my perspective, that's why I had to do something to help people, cancer patients, because that's exactly what happened to me. There was nobody there. Okay, fine, now off you go. And you think, oh, really? Oh, what should I be doing now then, after months and months and months of being told exactly what you were going to do? So to have a cancer support charity that offers so much is, I believe, that's the aim, and that, I hope, is comforting for those people. For those people in the ward, I mean, I think our project See You on the Ward was specifically to help them while they were inpatients, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then to encourage them to come to Cancer United or become part of our community afterwards and continue to exercise, but also to get involved in all the social stuff. I mean, I think when we thought about you going in there, the idea was that because you are the trainer in the videos, they would relate to you so much, because there you are, you're the celebrity instructor, if you like.
The only thing I have to think is we have to make some videos with a face mask on. Because I have to wear a face mask, right?
Yeah, but they know that haircut.
Yeah, I hope so.
And those eyes. Yes, I think so.
But yeah, I mean, as we know, in regard to exercise, when people are going in for treatments, they can sit there for weeks, days, hours, and the implications of that, losing their muscle mass, losing that heart pump strength, all that kind of thing, losing their mobility, even stretching, even things like Pilates and things like that is really going to help people. Given that, again, that different view of what's going on, rather than that, again, I always talk about the whole of cancer. Being stuck in a hole, but it allows them to go, actually there is things I can do, and I can empower myself by doing them and give me the best, because we know about research in regards to what they've done in Australia, that if they exercise during chemotherapy and radiotherapy, actually lots of people have not lost any muscle waste, not deconditioned. Some of them may not got any better in regards to their fitness, but they've maintained. Which if we can maintain them,
it's great.
And then when they come up, we can kind of encourage them to do more and challenge them more, and then obviously reap the rewards of what exercise can do to us.
I think it's really remarkable. Well, it's not remarkable. It is remarkable, I suppose. The fact, the confidence that we have had from the clinicians, our clinical stakeholders, are confident enough in us to work with their patients, and now for us to be able to have put CU in the ward, got that going, to have put those videos in there is a remarkable thing, I think. And I do think it's a testament to you and your experience, and to me for founding Cancer United. I think it is.
Yeah, and I think we've learned along the way, and I think there's lots more to learn. I think
always more.
Yeah, always. With over 200 different cancers, I mean, we get lots of different cancers. Predominantly, you used to get prostate and breast cancer with the main ones, then blood cancers, then some very, very obscure cancers. But we
I think you've had everything now, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we work with all the clinicians and we work with the oncologists, all those kind of people. If we don't have that understanding, to get that understanding and to know, right, okay, we can do this, we can do that. So even people with bone cancers, all kinds of things, we can help strengthen their muscles, their tendons, work with their balance. So there's always ways we can kind of get around and help and support people.
There is. So today we've got on the show Mick van Sitart, and he's very kindly agreed to come and talk to us about his journey, flinging in a bit of humour and how he feels about Cancer United. I'm hoping he's loving it. So hello Mick, how are you?
Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm fine. And you?
Good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Dwayne?
So Mick, you're fairly new in regards to some of the old members, may I say, as you can imagine, in the classes. So Mick comes to our CE Fitter classes and comes to the prostate class. Now you've been with us since I think September.
It is, yeah.
I think, and I suppose the question from one of my first questions, Mick, is how did you hear about us? How did you hear about Cancer United?
I first saw an advertisement that you put in the About East Preston magazine.
Yes, we did.
And I'd never heard of you before, and it surprised you. I thought, I'll go along and investigate this. I could do it, because I'd been told just a few weeks beforehand by the oncologist that I needed to do something about muscle wastage and bone density.
Yes.
So I thought, this sounds the ideal thing. I went along, spoke to
himself,
Mr. Dwayne himself over there.
Yeah.
And I was very encouraged by what he had to say.
Good.
And came along, not looked back really. Great lot of lads.
That's
really enjoyed the company.
Oh, that's wonderful.
As well as the exercise.
Yes.
I'm not very attentive sometimes.
That's my job.
As Dwayne will testify. But and I look forward to my Thursday mornings. I would like to really come along on a Monday. And I will do when there's a rainy Monday and I've got nothing else. But I've got a long-standing engagement with a golf course on Mondays, and I really don't want to break that.
No, absolutely not.
But I might look into another class, perhaps the Pilates or something like that at some time. I think.
Well, I'm trying to encourage the boys, as you know, to kind of come to Pilates. So I think we only have one male that comes actually, which is John Haig.
Yeah.
He's getting around everywhere at the moment.
He's just joined the choir.
Yeah.
He likes to chat, so I have to keep him under wraps, don't I, a little bit. And so does Les, doesn't he? So I think when they're both in the room, bit of a juggling act, isn't it, Mick? No wonder you lose your concentration.
Right. Oh, John, I know who you're talking about now, John. Yeah.
Northern John and Northern Les I have to deal with.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Right pair.
Yeah.
So
we're all a sideline when them two get together.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your cancer. So what cancer were you diagnosed with?
I've got prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, didn't catch it in time before it got out of the prostate. And it's actually spread to the lymph nodes around the pelvic area, and they keep keeping it suppressed.
Yeah.
With enzalutamide, quarterly jabs, the usual, which have got their side effects, unfortunate side effects. But hey, you know, it's not a problem as long as they're keeping it suppressed and fine, you know.
So I think in regards to the treatments that you're having, so that was the port of call in regards to you need to work a bit more on your strength training and things like that. As that kind of guided you our way, and then obviously from there we, you know, after our conversation, I pathway you thought through what I would think was more specific to your needs in regards to strength training and stuff like that. So obviously currently going through treatment.
Yeah.
So how are you finding the exercise from that point of view? You know, going through treatment, you know, do you have good days, better days, you know?
Definitely. I have good and bad days in life, not only in the gym, but some days, you know, I think I'm a bit more organic there. It's a bit, other days I think, oh, he said another 5 seconds. I'm packing up now. But yeah.
Do you think being with other chaps that share your experiences is helpful? Is it?
Oh, without a doubt.
Is it?
Without
is it
a doubt, yeah.
So
we bounce off of them quite a bit. And
Yeah.
I think we all bounce off of each other.
Yeah.
And you know, when you get the news, oh, sorry, you've got prostate cancer.
Yes.
Or you get diagnosed. I'm afraid it is prostate cancer, Mr. Van Sitart.
Yeah.
And you, boom, you know, you're going to fall through the floor.
Yes.
But it's good to, you know, I mean, the family would be great.
Yes.
You know, the family would be superb. The team, the oncology team at Worthing, and have been amazing, especially the oncology nurses who phone up any time, sorting medication out and good stuff. Well, but certainly Cancer United have made a big contribution to me feeling quite better about myself, my illness, you know, just
That's really good to hear.
a bit more positive, really.
Because realistically, apart from the exercise being very, very good for you, as it is for all of us, the aim was to make a social environment, really, an interaction, you know, and for Dwayne, who is a superb facilitator, apart from an exercise specialist, he's a facilitator, isn't he? Yeah. Did you go on the night out with the 33 guys? Did you go?
Yeah, I was at the curry night.
Yes.
Oh, great night.
33 of you, it's amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, hats off to the restaurant as well.
Yeah,
because
they did a great job, to be fair.
But I met a few more of the other guys there, you know.
Yes.
And it was fabulous. We're going to the quiz.
Good.
We're going to book for the Christmas thing.
Fabulous.
And Tony's going to the quiz. And,
so you introduced another member.
I introduced another member.
Wow.
Just a guy in the village who, basically through dog walking, you know. If you've got a dog, you bump into another dog walker and chatting to him. And he said, you know, that I told him that I'd been diagnosed with prostate cancer and I was going to cancer. Oh, I said, I've got prostate cancer. He's about 2 years further down the line than me in a different sort of scenario. But and I told him about it. He said, do you think I could come along? I said, oh yeah. I said, good. I said, there's not a big crowd of us. I said, it's only half a dozen or so. He'd come along and he loves it now.
Does he? So Cancer United has opened a whole new avenue for you.
Oh yeah, it certainly has. Both physically, physical exercise. I mean, it's encouraged me to do a little bit at home.
That's good.
I don't do it as regularly perhaps as I should, but I do a bit, and following Wayne's exercises and routines that he lays out as far as I can. I ain't got TRX, but as far as I can.
Do you think it's helped you
I've
golf?
got some free weights and things that I do.
Oh, good.
And I do that, and
So has it helped your golf?
a At first it didn't, especially if I was playing the next morning, which I do. I normally play on Fridays.
Oh, okay.
And I used to aching all over, you know, but yeah, it does. I mean, golf's getting harder and harder.
Yes.
I play at Worthing on a hilly course.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know Worthing.
It's quite. It's quite a challenge to walk that.
Yeah.
You know, and but if I feel really knackered, then there's a few of the guys have got a buggy, and you know, give me a
buggy,
a ride in a buggy with them. But I like to walk for the exercise, so I'll do that as long as I can.
So actually, when were you diagnosed, Mick?
I was diagnosed early last year.
Oh, okay. So about a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, about 15 months ago, 16 months ago.
So.
Which I was, well, no, we didn't go into that.
No, go on, please do.
Well, no, I was a little bit, at first, a little bit angry because I had the same symptoms about 18 months or so prior to my diagnosis. And when I went to my GP, it was a locum, and he said, gave me some antibiotics and said it was an infection. Didn't, and and anyway, it went on, and finally I went off. I'm saying, "Good, it's not an infection." So I went again and went through all the routines that you go to, all the indignities, and we ended up with a positive diagnosis, or negative really. But that was it. But then, you know, absolutely brilliant. People knock the NHS, don't they? But within weeks, it was this, that, then go and do that, then this, then bone scans. You know, all in quick succession, and all. And I thought it was really good, really brilliant.
Well, I think that the NHS is still a wonderful organisation. It is. And Cancer United, because I have lived experience, I'm a cancer survivor, if you like. And I think the thing that's important for cancer patients is to have something at the end of the treatment or while you're going through it, because the NHS do a wonderful job. They're there for the medication, the treatments. They can't do any more than that. That's their job. Yeah. So therefore, there has to be something in the community for cancer patients to be referred to.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's the whole
it. Anything that could keep. I mean, at a golf club, loads of guys. So there's a fair sort of portion of them that have had prostate cancer. Some of them have had other cancers, and we've lost a few guys through cancer. Yeah. But some of them have been lucky. It's been caught quick. They've had surgery and they're cleared and what have you. In my case, they've said because it's got outside the prostate, and it's in that they're not going to cure it. They can just, keep it suppressed for as long as possible. Yeah. So I'll just accept it.
Many years.
It can, and I have spoken to people, and I mean, a couple of guys that I've spoken to at CU. It's they've said, I was diagnosed 7-8 years ago, 9 years ago, because I thought, gosh. I went into panic mode, making arrangements for the wife. Sold my big car, bought a little car, because she wouldn't drive my big car. So I thought, I've got to get rid of that. And you do. You go. I'm thinking, not years. I'm thinking months. Yes. Because you do. Yeah, of course. Because you're not thinking radically. Really,
it's the unknown, isn't it, of what's going on?
Radically. Yeah, you're not thinking rationally. But anyway.
I think that's the whole thing. When I was thinking about a name for Cancer United, I decided it had to be United something, because at the moment we're told we are all united in those thoughts. Yeah. The same thoughts that you have, I had, everybody has. And so Cancer United has developed into a cancer club, where we help people through everything that we do and bring them into a social environment. And Dwayne does an amazing job of actually, because it is the trainers in the gym that create that environment, and that's a very important thing.
I think
that's a wonderful job.
Yeah, I think the men's group is different from the women's group,
Yeah.
and is different from the mixed group, if that makes sense. And that's why we thought we'll have a separate group for the men, so Pros Kick, for example, or the See You Men Stronger. Because I mean, you know what they're like. They're a bit risque, aren't they, in some of their talks?
Not risque, darling.
Mick with his
How
water
rude.
butts and things like that. So it goes on and on. But it's lovely because my focus is never, when I'm training people, it's never the cancer. It's never that. It's never in my mind. I know that people have been diagnosed with cancer, but it's actually how are we moving? Are we moving well? And you've probably heard me say it 100 times. Keep your head up. Keep your shoulders down. Always talking about the technique of the move to make sure they're doing, take your feet a little bit wider when it's squats, keep your heels down, all those kind of things. It's all about getting people to move well, rather than, and I think that is shown in the class because no one kind of talks around the cancer side. I think there's opportunity. So when you guys go for, what's lovely now is the boys go for a cup of tea or a coffee.
Have a coffee in
Sainsbury's, and often Les pays for the bill, which is quite nice. That's why they'll go for coffee.
often.
No, that's right actually. So you'll go for a cup of coffee, and I think that sometimes that probably opens up a little bit of chat.
Does. Yeah. Yes, it
which
does.
I think is important.
It's important. It really is.
It's good. It's a nice little community, and it's a shame that it can't be broadened.
Well, it's on its way.
Yeah.
We have plans. We hope that it will be this year that we'll be moving to a bigger site, but it's not quite ready. So, but we have plans, and we will have a bigger premises for it. Hopefully.
And that's what we want, Mick. So we want a place where people can come and exercise, but that social part of having a cup of tea and a chat
It's
together without going to, even though we love Sainsbury's, I mean they do a lot to support Cancer United, Sarah and the team. However, when they come to, we want them to stay around. We want them to have a cup of tea and bring that laughter and bring that chat and that support, into the centre. That's what that's our vision.
Yeah.
If you've been affected by cancer, whether it's surgery or treatment, and you want to have an understanding of how to get fitter, contact Cancer United and See You Fitter, whether you are local or whether you are national.
So, as far as your attitude is concerned, do you think it's been positive through the whole journey, apart from the initial?
Yeah, it's getting more and more positive, I think.
This is good.
I think ahead more and not.
Oh, okay, this is good. Oh, brilliant.
I don't allow yesterday's regrets enjoy today,
Wonderful.
and I don't let tomorrow's fears enjoy today. I try to live every day, make the most of every day, and enjoy as much of what the day brings, as I can.
So has that changed since before?
Yeah, I think so, because I think I've come to realise that life is a definite thing. I'm 77 now, so I knew sort of. Well, I'm on the last lap, if you like, but I've never given it much thought about. But I know that life is a definite thing, and enjoy it. Somebody said to me, I think it's a probably common phrase, cancer's not something you're dying from, it's something you live with.
It's true.
Is a good attitude to have.
That's right.
And I try to keep to that sort of philosophy.
That's good.
As much as I can.
Okay.
And,
So what other advice would you give, or what advice would you give to people who are currently going through a similar experience as yourself?
Well, apart from Tony, you gave very good advice.
Yeah, he did. Come and join us.
I would tell them if they can find an organisation like this to join with, so they can bounce off of other people who are in the same position. Helps hell of a lot.
Oh, it does.
Hell of a lot, and to talk to other people. Not to be downhearted about it, just thought, well, I'm okay today, let's enjoy today,
That's right.
and do what I can. I think that advice, live with it, don't think about it. So you've got to see something you're living with and make the most of, you know, even if it's it's terminal, but then make the most of what it is.
What you've got left, yeah, indeed.
You know.
Yeah, indeed.
So yeah.
Well, we know cancers are really, you know, when you say cancer to people, it's oh my goodness, it's very serious. But we like to look at it very lightheartedly, because if you don't, then you're just going to be depressed. Exactly. So, is there anything funny that's happened to you?
Yeah, I met Les. Actually, not only Les, I'll say. We have a lot of laughs, and he injects a lot of humour into the course. There's that young man there.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, funny. I don't know whether I've funny. Yeah, as I say, CU's a lot of laughs.
We do have a lot of fun in there, don't we? I mean, you work hard, so that's one of the main things. You got your own challenge, which I think is important. So people working at different levels.
Yeah.
But we do. I mean, Les and yourself and Mick Shaw and all those lovely people that come. You would never put them in the same room together ever, and then suddenly you got them in this environment, and then you can kind of play off of them, can't you, a little bit? And especially with Les with his short stature.
No, it's good fun, and I enjoy it.
So, is there anything that you've learned unexpectedly that you didn't, a lesson that you've learned from your cancer experience? Do you think anything that you didn't expect?
Well, just to appreciate things a bit more, I think. Just to appreciate how lucky, how fortunate you are.
Yes.
Just to look around you, the people that you've got around you, and appreciate them, and just appreciate life in general.
Yeah.
And not to feel sorry for yourself, just get on with it. I mean, it has made me think. You hear the word cancer. People have got cancer. But that's other people, and that's something else, Yeah, I know, and other people are starving, and other people, all the rest of it's a cancer's one of those things. But when I first got cancer, I got diagnosed and I got cancer, and as I say, I got depressed at first. So you do, don't you?
You do.
Sit around and think perhaps too much. One of the things I thought to myself, why are you feeling so sorry for yourself? There's little kids running around Great Ormond Street that have got cancer. You're 77, mate, Why are you feeling sorry for yourself? And that's,
puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, that's all right,
Well, I was going to just say to you, cancer has changed your perspective on life then, really.
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't get angry now.
No.
I wouldn't say I was an angry person, but sometimes I would react without thinking. So if somebody said something, I just think, how important is that? It's not important, but I'm not so argumentative. I used to quite enjoy arguing about things like politics.
Did you?
Stuff like that.
Did you?
Not in a nasty way.
Yeah.
But
just a debate, really.
Yeah, getting in a debate, and sometimes slightly heated debates.
Really? Yeah.
No. It's nothing, is it?
No.
What difference does that make?
It doesn't, no.
At the end of the day, you and I want to vote which one we want to vote. It's only one X on the paper that both of us have got, so it don't really matter what the argument's about, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So, I suppose you being a fireman...
Yes, an amazing career, 30 years as a fireman, Mick, gosh.
Yeah.
Was that a horse and cart time?
Not quite like that.
How rude!
No, but I tell you what it was. When 1965 I joined the fire service, and we were still using wartime equipment.
Really? What, the old pump things?
No,
Did you learn
no,
that?
no. Oh yeah, we did.
Did you?
Yeah, for chimney fires.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
We had stirrup pumps,
Yes,
they're
yes.
called,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
rods.
Yeah.
You know, instead of sweeping the chimney, you had a hose come down, you know, with a spray rose at
Yeah.
the top. For chimney fires, we don't. I mean, I don't, well, when I came out, we didn't get chimney fires anymore. Everybody had central heating.
Yeah.
But in the old houses in London,
Yeah.
when I joined in 1965, we'd go out for loads of chimney fires.
Really?
And we never used to get gloves or anything, you know. And at the end of the winter, the soot and everything was right
Ingrained.
in your hands, you know. From this stuff, they've all got mamby-pamby gloves again. They put breathing apparatus on for anything, and so they should. Really.
Yeah, of course.
As, in them days, you didn't have the noxious chemicals knocking about,
No.
you know, and furniture was horsehair and
Yes.
what have you,
Yes.
leather or whatever.
Yes.
Now, of course, you've got, you know, all sorts of nasty
Foams and
things.
stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, not good. No. So.
Right.
So have you had any interactions or experiences which with others that have truly touched your heart? I suppose in regards to, since you've been diagnosed, have you had any kind of any experiences from that?
No, I haven't
That
really.
affected you?
mate. No, not really. I haven't met anybody with cancer who's been really sort of, I don't know, morbid about it. Really.
I suppose when you think about it, you might have been touched, or your heart might have been touched and thankful for your oncology team as well.
Yeah.
Because we are so grateful to have them, aren't we?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
We are so lucky to have
So
them.
lucky.
Yeah,
You know, very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
they are.
And yeah, very professional.
They are.
And it's their job, and you know they've seen hundreds, if not thousands, of people like me before, and they know how to handle situations, how to talk to you,
Yeah.
and I had changed oncologists actually because
did you?
yeah, I think the first guy I had, Mr. Mohammed, I think was a locum, and he was quite a comedian.
Was he?
Yeah.
That's nice.
He he had a bit of humour about him. He put me on this enzalutamide.
Yes, that's
you
good.
know.
Yeah.
And my wife was with me in the clinic. And he said, Sitart, he said, now I'm telling you now, he said, you can blame me if you like, but this medication does have certain
Effects.
side effects.
Yeah.
And I said, he said, you may find that your husband's sexual
Sex drive.
equipment
Yeah.
will shrink, he said, and also he said that it will affect his sperm count. He said, so if you're thinking of having more children.
Lovely. Did she laugh?
Oh yeah, we did have a laugh.
Yeah.
And I mean, my wife's same age as me, 77.
Yeah.
He said one or two other things. So anyway, I just said, that's Stanley boy, you can come off the pill.
That's hilarious. That's really funny. Oh. I mean, if I ask you about your plans for the future, I hope it's going to be to get more involved with Cancer United.
Well, yeah, we'll do. If I can do little things like this.
Yes.
As I know, I can't make any great promises here because there's nothing, you know, but I know, I mean, I've started even the local golf club because Ham Manor's down the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
But every year the captain has a charity.
Oh,
which,
yes, yeah.
You know, the captain's charity.
Yeah.
And I know this year's captain's got his, I forget what it is now, I think St Marcus.
Yeah.
But I know the vice captain who will be the captain next year. When I catch him, I haven't seen him for a few weeks, But I should say, you know, have you got anything in mind for your charity next year? And see what he
Well, we must make sure you've got lots of leaflets.
Yeah.
I've
Well, if
got
I've got something to show him,
Yeah.
you
Brilliant.
know, you may be might be interested in this as your charity. It's local.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people will have sort of national charities, you know,
Yes.
they're
That's right. Yeah.
blind dogs for the blind.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Well, it's
Which
fine,
is
you know,
wonderful,
that's their
yeah.
charity.
There's lots of wonderful charities out there, isn't there? That's the thing.
There is, yeah. They're all after that, you know, that pound that
Yeah.
people are finding harder to find.
But I suppose being Worthing, I mean, we have linked, you know, currently with Worthing Hospital, so we're doing some work,
Yeah,
you know, in Bolton wards. So I'm going in every Friday delivering exercise to people who are in there
Right,
for
yeah.
weeks and weeks, and you know, 10 weeks, 7 weeks, they're in, you know, the same room, one window, you know,
No,
bathroom,
yeah.
you know, toilet, and I mean the nurses and that do such a fantastic job down there. But I've started going in to get them moving a little bit, to do a little bit of exercise, and I will be going back in, as I will do this Friday, to go and see those people that have still been in there throughout the, you know, the bank holidays. And you forget all that. I was thinking about them, you know, over the bank holiday, thinking, you know, these people are in hospital, and you know, and they're going to be in there for another X amount of weeks, and it's my job to let them know that they can do some exercise if they feel up to it. And there's days where they're not going to feel up for it, but you think they're going to be in there for 24 hours, you know, even a little 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, just that little things like that. So that could be something that kind of, you know, we could talk to, you know, the golf club and say, this is the sort of things, this is the sort of charity we are. We're helping local people, you know, these people are, you know, Shoreham, Lancing, Worthing, Littlehampton, you know, all this area, because they're going to that hospital. So I think that'd be a good thing if you could share that kind of stuff with them. And we're more than happy to come and talk to them if you want that. But, you know, we'll leave it in your safe hands.
Well, we look forward to a long and happy relationship with you, Mick. Yes, we do. Very long, very happy. And when we move into our new building eventually, I'm sure that, you know, it'll be lovely for us to have you around and helping others.
thank you.
So thank you
I'll
so
try to do what I
much.
can.
Thank you very much for coming on and
You're
telling us
welcome.
about yourself. We
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it. A great Cancer United member, Mick Sitart.
Thank you.
So, Dwayne, Mick Van Sitart was really, really interesting, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's such a good guy, isn't he?
Lovely. All those years as a firefighter, my goodness. Everybody, all the women like a fireman. Yeah, that was really good. I thought it was a great episode, that one.
Yeah, he's such a. I think the way he explained his cancer journey, and you know, obviously, you know, at his age 77, and kind of
How
even
young?
at 77, how it's changed his perspective of life,
Yes.
which I think, you know, there's never too late, really, is there?
No. Good.
So yeah,
Very positive.
all good.
A great CFIS member.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.